Welcome back to another financial literacy tip. Man, listen, this is something that God shared with me many, many years ago, and I'm so thankful for it because it has saved me a ton of money. So I pray that you will have ears to hear today. What we're going to do is reference back to Malachi 3 and 11 first and go back to talking about the devourer because, again, there's some other areas that we need to make sure we're recognizing the devourer in our life. So often, we just think of things as our own choices or decisions or circumstances that are happening to us. And we're not paying attention to the fact that that is actually the devourer at work. You see, the devourer comes not just to consume what you have already produced, okay, but he also comes to consume what you will produce. He comes to consume your potential as well. And so when he keeps us in a place of survival mode, just trying to get by, just trying to make things happen today, we don't even have our future in sight. And that is why it's so easy for him to steal it from us because we're not even thinking about it. You see, because we're just trying to preserve today. And so to be able to better identify him, take some inventory in your life. Are there places where you are seeing consistent financial drain? Like there's always a siphoning off of your money for this little thing. If you find yourself saying things like, oh, it's always something, when it rains, it pours. Things like this happen in threes. Okay. If you see yourself saying some things like that, the devourer is most likely at work because you're recognizing a pattern in your life. Okay. And where there is a pattern or a cycle, there is usually some kind of spiritual influence. Okay. And so I remember a time in my life where I was constantly dropping stuff, phones, my iPads were always cracked, my cell phones were always cracked. Like it was just this constant thing of broken things in my life. I couldn't hang on to anything and something always needed to be replaced. It was just, again, a constant siphoning off. And I did not realize, number one, what the devil was trying to do was keep me in an environment in which I could settle in the fact that things weren't always going to be quite right. That there was always a little something off, that being around brokenness was okay. And that in itself is a whole nother lesson, okay? But we got to be able to recognize this devourer when he comes. So look for areas that there are financial drain. Are you always losing things that you have to replace, or family members losing things that you have to replace? Are you seeing things like missed opportunities in your life, fear, confusion, things like that you just didn't step forward when you knew you could have. You see, these are all hindrances, mental, spiritual, sometimes physical hindrances that the enemy is putting in place to devour either what you have or what you are trying to produce. And so when God says that he will rebuke the devourer, what he's telling us is that, listen, I have protections in place for you. And these protections are not just protections of you physically, your physical body, but this is protection of everything that is concerning you as well. And so when I realized that one way he does this, y'all, is through our angels. Okay. Listen, I don't know how much you have ever really relied on your angels, but you got to start doing that now because the angels are here specifically for you and anything that you need help with, protection of, collaboration for. Okay, this is what they do. Let's look at Hebrews 1 and 14. Okay, the Passion Translation says this: what role then do the angels have? The angels are spirit messengers sent by God to serve those who are going to be saved. So it says that the angels are messengers who are specifically sent on an assignment for those of us who are part of God's salvation, his plan of salvation. And the Amplified says it this way: it says to serve, to accompany, and protect those who inherit salvation. You see, it's not just accompanying you, like, sitting in the front seat of your car to make sure you don't have an accident. Okay, that's one way. but or standing by your bedside at night, you know your angels are there to accompany you, to protect everything you have. I'll give you a quick a quick example of this. One day I was out having a meeting with a client at a restaurant. I pulled up. I at that time I had a Charger, nice rims, everything. It was laid out. And I pull up to the restaurant. I'm kind of running a little bit behind, so I run into the restaurant. Okay. I go in the restaurant, I meet with this client for I was probably in there about an hour and a half. Okay. I come out, leaving the restaurant, come out to my car, and I'm thinking, I can't find my keys. Oh my goodness, I cannot find my keys. Did I lock my keys in the car? I get out and I'm walking towards the car, searching my purse, my pockets, everything. And I get ready to start to peer through my window, okay, which was actually tinted, okay, so I couldn't see too much. And I realized my keys are in the car, but not only are my keys in the car, my car is still on. Okay, my car is on, sitting in the parking lot of a restaurant full of people, open. Anybody could have rolled away with my car at any given moment. And I kind of chuckled to myself, and I thanked my angels at that point, because I knew they had to have been standing out there by my car, keeping any thieves away from stealing from me. You see, the moment that I realized God rebukes the devourer, one way he does that is through his ministering angels who are sent there to protect my stuff. When I tell you, I literally would stop dropping phones because they would whisper in my ear, hey, your phone is on your lap before you get up. They stood by my car to make sure. I used to have accidents at least once a year, y'all. Okay, you talking to somebody who knows. All right. And there it was. I stopped having accidents. Like all of the things that began to siphon off from my life financially stopped the moment that I got the revelation of God as rebuking the devourer, but that he has a system in place that makes sure that that is done and that I don't have to settle for anything less than that. So, financial tip today is use your angels. They're there for your protection, the protection of your stuff, not just what you have now, but what you will have in the future. Okay? Blessings to you.